Peace, love, and prosperity. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another week of What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. Thank you again for joining us, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Hit the like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that great stuff. Show some love to the Say Something Facebook and Say Something YouTube page, and also show some love to my awesome guest. Again, another wonderful, wonderful person who is out to help change the world, one person at a time, one product, one service at a time. Always, awesome people who are striving to make the world a better place for all of us. But What's Your Story is brought to you by Carolina's Best Financial LLC. If you have not gotten your taxes done, today is August, Lord, what is it? 6th. So it's August 6th. We have until August. It's April 6th. You have until April 18th, which I think maybe on a weekend. So technically you'll have that Friday to get your taxes in, to be on the safe side, to get your taxes in. If you have not gotten your taxes done, reach out to Stephanie at Carolina's Best Financial. You can hit her up on her Facebook page, Carolina's Best Financial. You can email her at stephanie.carolinasbest@gmail.com. She does offer free estimates. So hit her up, let her, work her jelly and see if there's something that you would be, if you like what she's doing, of course, go ahead and, get her to file them taxes so that could be done and out the way. But happy new month, happy second quarter. We're into the second quarter of the year. There are only four for those who don't know. So, I mean, we're in two. So sooner to be two down and two to go. But make sure you stand on top of your finances. It is financial literacy month, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. However, check out Kids Love Money. They just don't understand it. It's a book series that teaches children financial literacy, one concept at a time. It's a great resource for children ages 5 to 15. And they can check that out at kidslovemoney.shop. Again, that's another sponsor for What's Your Story today. Also, we have sipsomething.company.site. If you're going to start your day with a cup of whatever you're going to drink, why not add some motivation to that routine? So sipsomething.company.site is where you can get custom mugs for your motivational start. Also, saysomething.company.site, who is our last sponsor for today, for the What's Your Story podcast show, whatever you want to name it. But Say Something is where you can find the exclusive brand Gugoji, which is an acronym for Get Up, Get Out, and Get It. And it is for those who want to do better, know they want to do better, not afraid to do better. You're going to get up, you're going to get out, and you're going to get it, whatever that it may be. Whether it's better health, whether it's more money, whether it's more education, whatever it is. Get up, get out, and get it. Check that out at saysomething.company.site. And again, thank you all wonderful people for joining us for another week of What's Your Story. Again, we're just sharing, empowering, healing, and inspiring over here. And if you're joining us, I hope you are as well. But please hold tight. We'll be right back with you with my awesome guest. We're going to go to a quick commercial. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, wonderful people, and thank you again if you're just not joining us for another week of What's Your Story. What's Your Story is brought to you every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. here on the Say Something Facebook page and also Say Something YouTube page. Oh, and I am Shenrika. I didn't introduce myself, but hopefully you do see the name. But the correct pronunciation is Shenrika. I've been called a lot of things. It's okay, but I know who I am. But without further ado, I want to bring on my awesome guest. This beautiful queen is in the into self-care. She's into empowering others. So without further ado, drum roll. Let me get her on here. Awesome day to you, beautiful lady.
Peace and
How are
blessings,
you?
everyone. Peace and blessings. How are you doing?
Yes, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you taking the time out. I know you're busy. You got a lot of stuff you do. So thank you for, blessing us with your awesomeness today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you for
my
inviting me.
pleasure, my pleasure. Just to let you know what your story is, you may not be old enough. You may be old enough. I'm not sure, but it was a saying at one time, and it was like, "What's your story?" Uh, and the gist of it was for the person to tell about themselves, of course, but tell enough to where it piques the interest of the person who's listening, and they're like, okay, well, they want to know more about whoever, that individual is. So that's basically what we do on What's Your Story. We just tell, give them the information about us, let us know what we're doing, how they can be in support or, take
Okay.
advantage of what we got to offer.
Right.
And that's that on that. But I'm gonna give you the floor and let you go ahead and let the people know what's your story.
Okay. Thank you. And again, peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Angela Hood. I am the founder of I Am She Foundation. She standing for Self Healing and Empowerment.
Mm,
When I first thought about this foundation, I was only thinking of women only because of myself as a woman. We deal with so many things. We wear so many hats,
right.
and we have to continue on sometimes in haven't been healed of things. We still have to go on with our daily life. We have children, we have husbands, everything. And sometimes we're not healed. And
Yeah.
because we don't have no one to talk to, we don't know how to talk to certain people. And that was one of my biggest issues coming up. Again, my motto is women that has been healed, we can help
Mm.
heal others. Even the women
Oh,
that came before us, we can also help them as
yes.
well. That comes from the generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
I think about, I'm almost 50. So
Mm-hmm.
you think about my aunts and my grandmamas, my mama, even my mama in general, didn't know how to self-love. They didn't know how to heal. So
Yes.
they transferred it down to our generation. If
Mm-hmm.
we're not healed, we're going to transfer it to our next generation, and
Right.
so forth. So having my own children, I learned that, I found out that we need to be healed. As women first, we have to be healed because
Absolutely.
we're the carriers, we're the nurturers.
Mm-hmm.
We're the head of the household. So if we're not happy, nobody's happy. So they say.
Right.
But if it reflects in the household when we're not healed, and I noticed that more so in losing my own son a couple years ago.
Mm.
So that's what really pushed me, because it's something I really wanted to do for a long time. But I was a little nervous. I was a little scared. Didn't know how to get out there. Didn't know how to talk to people again because I wasn't healed. Didn't know how to do things. So I said, okay, this was a push, and I need to get
Mm-hmm.
out here and do something. If I don't help but one person, if I don't help but one family, if I don't help, but one woman, then I know I did something. So that was my push. That was my let's do this now type of thing. And what I do, I'm a certified life coach as well. I went into life coaching because I need to learn how to heal myself. So that was my research as far as doing life coaching. I had to be healed first.
Mm-hmm.
We go through so many, just from brokenness, from rejection, different traumas. And again, we carry them right here.
Yes.
Even though we may smile every day, people see that
Mm-hmm.
smile, they see us going on, but you don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. So with that, we have to learn how to. I learned that the first steps was self-love.
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn how to self-love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how can you expect to heal yourself? So I came up with different steps to self-love. We always think self-love is the physical,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. It's the mental and the emotional part. that has
Oh
to be
yeah.
healed first. But because we think it's the physical, I said, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out with the physical then. The self-care products is what's one of the things I created. And it was the your body scrubs, your body butters, my lip glosses, self-healing baths, things like that to help you feel good about yourself. So once we feel good about us, it's a little easier to love ourselves.
Yes.
But then we think about the mental and the emotional part. I know that's crazy. We should think about the mental and emotional first, but because of the world, because of the way the world has us
Where,
thinking,
yeah, the
right,
conditioning.
we should look good first. Then sometimes we feel good, but that's not even the case too. So that's another story.
Right. But
I'm actually
whatever
going to,
works, right? Get
yeah,
them started
we got
on
to
the
work on
journey.
it. Some, but we got to have a start. So I started with that. I'm also going to talk about that in my book later, as far as the mental and emotional part. My book is labeled will be labeled. It's not complete yet. It's called Pieces of Me,
Mm-hmm.
My Life, Your Lesson, and it's just that. I'm going to put pieces of me in this
Mm-hmm.
book, but I'm going to allow it to be your lesson.
Yeah.
Um, it's not an
Powerful.
autobiography, so it's not going to be like we can go in there and see whatever all she went through in her life.
What
No,
she been right.
no. What is going to outline, highlight more for the most part is all my traumas.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I feel that I was able to be healed from. Even it's going to show some of the things that I didn't get healed from, and some things that I need to be worked on. Because I also know that people here are in different stages. Some are healed, some need to be healed, and some are working on them.
Some
Well,
right.
my book is going to reflect all of that.
Wow.
When I did start the life coaching session, I was just thinking about women only. But when I started posting it on Facebook and start putting it out there, what I was doing, I started getting inboxes from males.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now Shanrika, that was tough for me. I'll be real with you. That was really, really tough for me as far as
Right.
dealing with males because of my oldest sons. I have 3 sons that I'm still
Mm-hmm.
trying to reach out to. So I wasn't quite ready. That was a test, but I was able to pass it. And I was really glad about that because I was able to help a few males as well. Because we have to know that they need help too.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need to be healed too. They go through things too. But again, a mother had to birth that male. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
always go back to the mother with me.
Yeah.
Um, some of the things I'm going to do that I want to do, like with my book, is to start some workshops.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I can get me a place, I want to actually do physical workshops where you can actually come in and we sit down and have lessons from the book.
Right.
But until then, I want to do like YouTube videos, maybe some Zooms,
Do some Zoom meetings, yeah.
yes, and
And
stuff
with
like
that,
that.
also you get to, reach a larger audience. You get
Right,
to help more people because
right,
I feel like people are some, and not everybody, but a lot of people are more comfortable being able to be in their own space, but
yes,
still get that help. I
yes,
feel like they, may let their guard down a little more
yes,
because they are in their environment. But,
right,
either way, people, sometimes people need a combination of things, but I mean, to, to offer virtually definitely will give you a larger reach as
right.
far as being able to help more people and more people being able to get help.
Right, right. Cause that's even for myself. That's how I am. I would release more in my own comfort zone. I talk more like on the phone or through text, and then I can, face to face. Like I say, this right here is a little hard, even the live. But I'm learning. I'm learning with that too. Because
But
again,
you're doing a wonderful job. You're doing a wonderful job. So
it's
I mean, and that was for me too because I've always, I can write something, I can, type something or whatever,
yes,
but I've not really been a person that want to be like on the front.
right. I'm
Um,
more of a my behind the scenes person. I do all my work behind the
yeah,
scenes and just let it speak for itself. But
yeah,
yeah,
but I do like talking to people, and if this has to be the way, then this gonna be the way it's gonna be, right?
that's
So
right.
it's
That's
just
right.
matter of, like you said, stepping out of that comfort zone because,
Right.
like you said, there are things that we all need to be healed from.
That's
Some
true.
people are working on it, some people aren't, some people don't know, whatever the
That's
case may be.
that's true.
So we
Yes.
got to start somewhere. But just to kind of gosh, I just had a to go back, to what you said, I found, was really important. It's something that I always said, I want to heal for those who come after me and for those who went before me,
Right.
because people that's how generational curses are, you know, transferred
That's true.
because of unhealed, unresolved issues, whatever that may be, traumas,
Hmm.
being passed down from generations. And I just feel like that's important. And I also feel like, anyway, especially people of color, I mean,
Right.
and I would say the whole world could stand to have, some counseling, to speak to somebody,
Yes.
because we all experience things, and what's traumatic for me may not be traumatic for you, and
Right.
vice versa. So, everybody's trauma ain't the same. I will
That's
say
true.
that,
That's
you
true.
know.
But we're so
But,
we're so taught, and I've heard this recently that um that motto of what goes on in the home stays in the home. We got to break that. There was somebody we got to break that because
oh yeah,
voices need to be heard. There are so many stories that need to be told, or else you will not be healed because you holding that and you harboring that in. That's just you're not gonna be healed from it until you release it.
yeah,
Even with my the journals was one of the first things that I created because a lot of people can't voice it, because
mm-hmm,
they've been told to be quiet for so long, they don't know how to voice it. So journaling was my biggest thing.
mm-hmm,
Even in my high school years, I didn't know. My mama always taught us we didn't have a voice. We really couldn't say too much. So I
yeah,
started writing. That was one of my
yeah,
biggest things. So that's one of the first things I did with the foundation is created journals. Um,
mm-hmm,
and I sell those. So start journaling. That's a release. A lot of people don't understand that but I even learned with my males, a lot of them like to write songs. That's their release. They're writing
yeah,
it. So that's one of the biggest things. That's one of the first things of healing is learning how
yeah,
to release it.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
really
First you got to
right.
recognize that you need to be healed. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't recognize that. They won't acknowledge they need to be healed. You got to recognize that you need to be healed. You
Oh
got
yeah.
to face those fears, face those angers, face those traumas. Hmm.
Right. And then, like you said, acknowledge it and then release it. So
Right.
releasing it, however, whether that be on paper or whether that be with someone,
Right.
I just feel like that it's important. And people do need to be able to express that, because that's where a lot of disease come
There
from,
you go.
you
There you
know.
go. I
And
didn't
kind
want to
of
touch
going back
that
to
one,
the
but you're
journal,
right. You're right.
kind of going back to the journal, that's kind of how we were Facebook friends, but that's how we kind of had our first interaction.
Yes.
You
Yes.
were doing a giveaway for cancer survivor
Yes.
patients or cancer survivors, and you
Hmm.
yourself are a cancer survivor,
I
correct?
am. But this
And
will be my 12th year. Thank you.
yeah,
Yes. And I do
and
that every year. I do something for the cancers. Something I do something every year for them just because of that. Because I am a survivor. And the disease, I like I say, I can go a little deep with that one because cancer, I had to go back and really, really research.
hmm
There's a story behind that as well. I'll share a little bit. I went for my very first mammogram.
hmm
Okay. And had never had a mammogram forever. Actually, I wasn't even scheduled to have one because of my age. But my
hmm
mother had history of it. So they allowed me to do my first mammogram. Well, of course, they went in, they found something, said it was cancerous. Um, my faith was just a little bit bigger than that. I had been told some things, and I was like, okay, I know what you said. I know what you said. I knew what's supposed to happen and what's not
hmm
supposed to happen. But I went through a 30-day thing, the surgery and all, to go in to find nothing.
mm.
So they didn't remove anything, but I still have the scar to show it. But there's a big thing with faith, I'm telling you, when you can get in
Oh
touch with.
yeah.
But I had to go back and research that because going back to the traumas and going back to the healing. There's a lot of people that just that's not healed from certain things, and they allow certain diseases to grow in their bodies.
hmm
I'll just leave that right there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Because I was reading something and it was talking about how trauma attaches itself to the body, and like you said, it forms into different things. So,
Yes.
you
Yes.
definitely want to talk to somebody,
Yes.
and a lot of times people don't, like you said, because we've been brought up like, do as I say, don't ask me no questions.
Right.
What happened in here, stay in here.
Stays
You
in
get
here.
tell
Right.
somebody out here, you gonna
Right.
get beat down to,
Hmm.
with that type of
All of
thing.
that.
So I know, but but that's not healthy. And unfortunately, the way they were brought up was not healthy. So that's
Right.
why they passed down that unhealthy
That's
uh,
right.
parenting, I guess,
Right.
but
Right.
we all have a choice and what we do as we get older and we realize that things that we went through weren't right.
That's right.
So, you just have a choice at that point to make a change on
Right.
what you want to do. Um, Also, your book, when is your book expected to
It was actually
debut?
supposed to be out last month, but I'm a little
Mhm.
slow with it, so I'm hoping to have it out by next month. It's in the finishing stages. The finishing
Okay.
stages. I'm actually gonna be doing some pop-ups around town within
Mhm.
the next few weeks, just to show my products, just to get the name out. I really wanted to emphasize more on the life coaching. Um, just putting some material out there, to show them that we do have some people that you can talk to, but I want them to understand that I'm not a counselor. I'm
Mhm.
not here to just listen to your stories and to give you some kind of, reading, or give you some time, some kind of tactic to do. I actually want to coach you into going
Mhm.
through the healing process. That's my whole model of my whole thing of doing the life coaching part is I don't, because people think counselor and they like, I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about, what I got going on. She's gonna give me some, stuff to do, or maybe put me on some kind of medication. No, that's not it. I'm actually
Right.
going to coach you into going through the steps of being healed. So it's not just one time or 2 or 3 times session. I'm gonna be with you there for a while, forever, however you need me, however need for me to be there. I want to coach you through it because I noticed that it takes more than just one session. It
Mhm.
takes more than 2 and 3 sessions. We may have to talk to each other for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Just depending on how deep the trauma is or how deep the situation is. So that's why I want to really get out that, what I really want to put out there as far as the life coaching. I don't go by the regular statistics of a life coach. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I mean, it takes a lot of different things. Everybody's not the same. So,
Right.
you know, just because something works for this person doesn't mean it's gonna work for the next person or whatever, that case may be. But what would you say would be some things that people can do? Of course, I know they can talk to someone, and that's always a great thing. But some things that they could do just, or to kind of help themselves until they get to the point where they can talk to
Can talk.
somebody.
Well, one of the first things I allow them to do is I do what I call the mirror session. And I actually give them a mirror that I have made personally with my own logo and everything on it. And I ask them to look at themselves in the mirror. And
Hmm.
then I have them write down what they see, what they feel about themselves. And then I have them write down what they think others see, what they
Mm,
think others feel about themselves. And then
mm.
we'll talk about it.
Okay, well,
But it
yeah, but
starts
that's
it
all.
starts there because it really makes a big difference on how you see yourself. And then it also makes a big difference on how you feel other people see you. Because it goes hand in hand. Because one thing, what you think others may think of you or may see of you may not even be that like that. You
Hmm.
think that because that's how you think of yourself, and that's what I want them to see. And then we start with, if they say something like, um, "I don't find myself attractive," then we'll go into more depth as to why you don't think yourself is attractive, or we'll go into, you know, you don't feel that you're successful. You don't feel like you're where you need to be in life. Okay, why not? Then we'll go into more steps, and then we'll go into, okay, what can help you get to that point to where you feel like you are successful or where you feel like you are beautiful. We'll go into, there's a lot of different things like that. But I
Yeah,
always start out with the mirror session. I always feel, because it's very important as to how you see yourself.
yeah, well, yeah, and
Mhm.
I think that's a great start also because it's no point of them talking about everything that's going on, and at the
Mhm.
end of the day, okay, you still got to get to why is it,
Exactly. Exactly.
so
And they
that
don't
kind of.
realize that a lot of things that's going on could be because of the way you feel about you.
That's true, because
You know?
however you see yourself is
Exactly.
however you however
Yep.
you are.
Right.
So wow, but that's gonna be yeah, that's exciting because that's a great thing that people can do. Even just by themselves as a starting point. So,
Right.
she gave y'all a great exercise to do that, to start with, even if you haven't found someone yet. Oh, but speaking of, do you offer like a consultation, initial consultation, or how does
Yes,
that work?
I do. I do. When you first contact me, we'll do a 30-minute session.
Hmm.
I like to do those 30-minute sessions to give myself sometimes I meditate. I mean, I'll be real. I meditate on what we talked about in that 30-minute session. So it allowed me to kind of know what we're going to talk about. I kind of put down on paper exactly what we talked about, but then I meditate on it.
Hmm.
Sometimes, if I can say this, but sometimes spirit will lead me into what
Yeah.
to say and what to do, or sometimes spirit will lead me what not to say and what not to do. And that's why I go to a meditation session. So I do the 30-minute free
Hmm.
consultation. That's free. And it just give me a breakdown as to what's going on with you. Just give me a briefer as
Hmm.
to how to go forward. Sometimes I'm late to not go forward. I just hope people don't get offended by it, but I have to protect others, protect yourself as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because
Mhm.
energy and all of that good
Yes,
stuff is real.
it is.
So you do want to protect yourself because some people have some stuff on them.
Yeah.
Not saying that they don't need help, but you just have to know what you're dealing with.
Hmm.
At
Well,
the time.
that's why the meditation is important. It allows me to even know how to go in, even with those. Sometimes we got to go in full force. Sometimes they got to go in, and we really need to get, but it allows me to know what to do in that area. So I do the 30-minute free consultation, and then we'll go into our hour sessions. I do break them down into 3 hour sessions, but if it has to, but I also, after that third session, I just leave myself open to, I always, touch bases back with you, or I just leave myself open to if you want to continue. Now, if you stop talking or stop texting, I feel like, okay, you don't need my help anymore. So I just leave it at that. But I leave myself open to where you can always text me. We having issues. I still need to talk to you about this or about that, but we have to set up another session because I still have to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's yeah. So 30-minute free session. Do they go to your website?
Well, I'm still tweaking my website. So what I've been allowing them to do is to just inbox me. Because that Wix website for some reason won't let them book. So I'm just allowing this just to inbox me whenever you want a session, and we'll set it up from there.
So because I have your Facebook, your I Am She Foundation page, is that where they should need to contact you?
Yes, or either. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Either one of them is
So
fine.
that way, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to set up a session, be sure to inbox her. That Facebook page is below. I Am She Foundation LLC is the page's name.
Hmm.
This book, I can't wait for this book to come out because it is going to be so awesome. Because you're being very transparent by even coming out and giving the pieces of you.
Right.
Because a lot of times people don't want to talk, and I think that's a big problem with us too. That and results in passing down that generational mess
Right.
because we don't talk about the stuff that happened,
Right.
that has
Right.
happened. So I mean, being able to get that stuff off, I'm telling you,
Yes, I'm
it,
just
it
hoping that with the book that it just take away, because a lot, like I said, a lot of people don't talk about it. So I'm hoping that they'll find themselves in one of my stories. Needless to say, I've gone through a lot. A lot of
mhm,
different things, and I can't say that I went through everything, but it may be something, maybe a story in there that you can relate to. I'm even going to
right,
have that's what the lesson book is for, because I want you to go back and in the lesson book where you saw yourself in it. Even I'm going to have a part where you can have I can get some feedback, because there might be some things in my book that you could have said, well, you could have did this differently, or maybe I can share something with you to help you out. It go both ways. I don't have all the answers, and I'm
right,
not going to put out there that I do have all the answers. I'm actually needing help as well. So this is a way we can heal each other. That's
absolutely, yeah.
right.
Because healing is a process. It's
It
not just
is.
a I'm gonna come to you today and you gonna heal me and that's
Right.
gonna be that. Ain't nobody heal nobody like that but Jesus. You
I
know,
know that's right. Yeah,
But
so I want it
as
to
far
be
as
I want it to be like a group thing, where we all just help each other. I share my story, you can share your story, and we can share how,
how to
solutions.
overcome
Exactly.
or how we
Exactly.
overcame it.
Right. That's uplifting and empowering each other.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And just learning to, to trust each other, and maybe not so much as trust each other, but just to not be so
Judgmental.
not yeah, not just being judgmental, but not to care so much about what other people. Well, that's probably why you judgmental. But I mean, why you care so much because you be judging other people.
Right.
Note to self too. But but to be able to just say whatever, express yourself and be transparent and not worry
Yes.
about what somebody else think about what happened to you, because they might
Right.
be have the same situation, but they just ain't talking about it.
That's true, and that's why another reason why the book came about, because I want to be able to tell my own story. It's so many chapters out there, so many different. You know what I'm saying? I want to be
Yeah,
able to tell my own. Let me tell it. You can
absolutely.
hear straight from the horse's mouth, and I tell it like it is.
Yeah,
Yep,
nobody better tell it but yourself.
that's
That's what I
right.
say.
That's right.
So, okay, so you got the book, that'll be coming out soon. Will the courses be coming out soon, or you think you're going to offer any classes uh in
But that's
in
the
the near
plan again.
future, or?
That's the plan. That's the plan. It's still in motion. I'm actually still just looking for a location that I'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
do those courses at. Hopefully within this year. Like I said, I'm just kind of just playing everything by ear. I'm gonna put the book out there first. Hopefully do the YouTubes and the Zoom classes first, and
Mm-hmm.
then maybe have a physical spot later.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you don't, just for instance, which I know you will, have a physical location at some point this year, will you start the Zoom, like the online courses first?
Yes. Yes.
So
I'm
that
gonna do
will
those
definitely
first.
be this year.
Yes, that'll definitely be this year. I'm praying if everything falls in place by the end of the summer, we can at least
Okay,
start
okay.
the Zoom classes, because that's gonna yeah, that's I need to have that started this year.
Yeah. All
Mhm.
right. Well, that's awesome. So awesome things to look forward to,
Thank you.
that you got coming up, and awesome things that you are doing. She does have, wonderful self-care products, the body butter, the scrub, and uh, the lip scrub, and I got lip scrub and I got lip gloss. But
Mhm.
they smell delicious. I will say that, and they feel, they
Oh,
make you, feel.
I got some new products coming up as well. So I got some new products coming out. I actually just I redid my lip glosses. So
Hmm.
I got those coming out, but I do have some other things coming out as well. I got a Yanni Care kit that's going to be coming out. I have some candles that's going to be coming out as well that I'm going to do.
Okay, so
Yeah.
y'all be sure to check out her website. Stay follow her Facebook page to stay abreast of what she has coming out. As we wrap this up, do anything else you want to tell the people or leave for the people on their
Um,
mind?
Nothing. Just this one thing that just remember that everybody is not out to hurt anyone.
Yes.
We all need healing. Everybody has gone through certain things or will go through certain things, and we actually need to uplift and empower each other as sisters. As us as a people, we have to learn how to uplift and encourage one another. And so many people out here hurting. We see them day by day. Just because you see the smiles, and that's one of the things I don't know if I just have this gift or whatever, but I don't see the smiles. I see the hurts. I see the
Mm,
pains. I see the traumas. You know, so just don't be afraid to come forward, because we see you. We
yeah.
see you, and it's okay. It's okay. I just want you to know it's okay, and we're gonna be healed. If I gotta heal one family at a time, one community at a time, we're gonna get this community healed. Because this is my hometown. This is where all my traumas actually happened here. So this is my base for that.
Hmm.
And before I leave this town, I want at least have half of it healed.
I know that's right.
Yes,
Amen.
ma'am.
Well,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
standing in agreement with you,
All
honey,
right.
because yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, again, I do thank you so much for joining us and sharing your awesomeness. And you know, you are a great resource. Not just because we from the same place, not just in the community, but in communities all over.
Right.
Because people everywhere need help, and sometimes it's
Right.
not the people that is right in their area. Maybe they don't feel
Mhm.
comfortable talking with people right in their area. So I mean,
Right.
this is you're another resource for them to be able to tap into and get the help they need. But I'm gonna put you in the green room for a second, and I'll be
Okay.
right back with you. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Peace.
All right, wonderful people. Thank you again for joining us on What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. Again, my name is Shanrika. I'm your host. I bring you What's Your Story every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Always awesome people doing awesome things to bring you great resources to, make your life better and the life of those around you, because I'm all about making somebody better than they were before I encountered them. So if I've, ever had the pleasure of you ever had the, ever had the pleasure of being, in my presence, or, interacting with me, you know, I do hope that my goal, was accomplished, because it's always my goal to help and not harm. But be sure to reach out to Angela. She offers a 30-minute free consultation. Help get healed, man. We need it. We all need it. No matter if you think you've been through trauma or not, it doesn't hurt to talk to people, get some things out. You might discover that you do need help with something that you didn't know you needed help with. And ain't anything that helps me is always a great thing. But thank you again for joining us on What's Your Story. Be sure to hit the like, share, comment, subscribe, notify, all of that great stuff. I thank you guys so much. I value you. Take care and have an awesome rest of your